As of the recording of this video, I have played Doom the Dark Ages for over 20 hours. I could have easily tripled that number being that I'm the Doom guy, but for the last month I was in Japan having the time of my life with my girlfriend, and just when I got home after a 15-hour flight, the first thing I did was download Doom the Dark Ages and fight my jet lag by hitting demons in the brain.
Puñetas de mierda!
Fun fact, I'm recording this video at 3 in the morning. The demons are winning, my friends. Yet, even if I'm extremely sleep deprived, I can still see that Doom the Dark Ages is without a shadow of a doubt massive, heavy, and far too rough. It was too big to be called Doom.
You're goddamn right.
If you think Doom the Dark Ages looks fantastic, be sure to smash the like button right now and let me know down below in the comments if you're willing to do a melee only run. Me? Well, if this video reaches 15,000 likes, I'll make an episode beating Doom the Dark Ages on Ultra Nightmare only using Doom Guy's fists and melee weapons. So just do it, my friends. Not only that, but I still cannot believe there are some people that still doubt I read all comments and reply to them all. Come on guys, I know, you know, we all know I read and reply to every single one of your comments. And if you do not believe me, test me. Do it right now. You will fail.
Are you ready?
Also, the entire footage seen in this video is being played on Nightmare difficulty, because that's how I roll. With that being said, let's sit down, grab our tiny Doom Slayer, and dive straight back into hell. This video was sponsored by GamerSubs. Use code MIDNIGHT to get 10% off on any of these cool things. Thank you so much for the support, and I really hope you enjoy. I remember back in 2021 when Hugo Martin, the Dark Ages game director, came to my channel for an interview about Doom. We talked about many things, like how he wanted to make a comic book that told the story of how Doom Guy became the legend of the Doom Slayer, that he was tired of the pointy hat's demonic aesthetic found in hell, and that he would love to explore the cosmic Lovecraftian side of Doom, being that he's very into Bloodborne just like myself. And well, it's crazy to believe that years later, all of the things he mentioned turned into Doom the Dark Ages. If you were expecting Doom Eternal 2, which is completely normal as I was one of those two, well, instead of quick switching like a maniac and absolutely decimating anything that crosses your way, you instead hit and kick everything that moves until no one is left standing. Yet, even if I'm marveled at just how frenetic and fast the gameplay is, what definitely takes the cake for me is just how beautifully and smoothly optimized this game is. Some human sacrifices must be happening at its software, my friends, because the only way to have a game look this good, play this well, and run this smooth is only by using the dark arts of the demon realm, black magic as some of you may call it. Because I was in Japan and time was tight, I made the decision to play the Dark Ages on my 6-year-old gaming PC, which rocks an RTX 2080 and a 9th generation Intel i9. I was expecting my game to run like trash, not even hitting consistent frame rates, but here I am playing Doom the Dark Ages on a 6-year-old PC, having an absolute blast. Not only that, but the Dark Ages somehow manages to have a file size of 67 gigabytes compared to the 80 gigabytes of Doom Eternal, a game that was masterfully optimized 5 years ago.
What?
Like I said, its software is full of wizards and they all have my respect. Keep doing what you do, guys. So, if you're worried that your old RTX card will be unable to play Doom, worry not, my friend, as its software has you covered.
This game is beautiful, oh my god, look at that, look at that. And I'm running on the lowest possible settings. Everything is on low, everything, absolutely everything is on low, for the exception of this bullshit right here. What the fuck?
Being someone that appreciates the art of a good counter, or the inhuman reflexes needed to parry an attack, I greatly enjoy this new direction Doom has taken, as parrying and using the shield saw is a must to survive, especially on Nightmare. It may sound weird because it is, but one of the few things that lowered the power fantasy in Doom and Doom Eternal was how the glory kills were just a glorified tiny window of invincibility frames to catch your breath. In contrast, the Dark Ages has none of that, with a few exceptions of course. You can and will be damaged at all times, so imagine the blood rush when you have no health and suddenly several big ass demons decide it's a good time to launch a coordinated attack. Now this is how you make a player feel like an unstoppable badass, and this happens pretty much at every corner you take, especialmente en Pesadilla. In this game, you are going to be hurt a lot if you do not use your shield consistently to protect yourself. Even if it's important, parrying is not the only answer. You can also block all enemy attacks just by raising up your shield. This of course will drain its health and can even disable it if you are not careful, but combine this with all the other utility you have, and now a horde of demons shooting dozens of projectiles at the same time, overloading your processing speed, is now not too bad. I would highly recommend you use shield throw and shield bash for fodder demons and absolutely everything else for the heavy demons, because believe it or not, the true imbeciles of this game are the fodder demons. These tiny weak ass bastards. Turn your back on them once and they will take your whole leg with them and some more, especially on Nightmare difficulty, my friends.
Shit. What?
And I am not kidding. Nightmare difficulty should be cataloged as sadistic torture. You make one single tiny mistake and all of a sudden you have been striked, pummeled, hit and stabbed in the balls at least 5 times. You have to be at the top of your reflexes to come out alive in these encounters. However, even if this game demands the usage of different weaponry for the Legions of Hell, I believe it is entirely possible to beat the Dark Ages without firing once, even on the hardest difficulty. Yet, that doesn't make these new weapons any less fun. You might not be able to quick switch like a crazy lunatic, but the synergy between the weapons and melee is just on the perfect spot, and the amount of Devil May Cry type combinations you can perform to kill the demons are just out of this world.
Pinche imbécil de mierda.
Also, just like Doom Eternal, resource management plays a pivotal role on the overall gameplay loop. Heal any demon for health, burn demons for armor, and smack any demon for ammo. That is the holy trinity of Doom the Dark Ages.
I understand.
Yet, there are also different upgrades for your weapons that enhance your resource collecting, like getting armor from making a group of shield demons explode with the shield saw, getting an extra melee after perfect parrying a Hell Search attack, and much more. In the Dark Ages, the entirety of your arsenal can be upgraded on Sentinel Shrines. To buy these enhancements, you can find gold hidden in the level, complete mission challenges for gold rewards, destroy these demon vessels with your Dragon Sarat for even more gold, find Sentinel Rubies through the levels, and purple crystals. To fully upgrade the Doom Slayer, you will need all of these things. Let me be the first to say that the order you pick these upgrades when you play are really going to dictate your entire playthrough, at the very least the early stages of it. I love parrying and smacking enemies, so much all of my upgrades have gone to the Power Gauntlet, Shield Saw, and Flail. There's just something so satisfying when brutally destroying a demon with your own hands. After playing this for over 20 hours, I can safely say that the Dark Ages is truly a faster game than Doom Eternal, simply by the amount of decisions you have to make per minute.
Impossible.
In Doom the Dark Ages, the Doom Slayer is the super weapon of gods and kings, and I can see why. It's already public knowledge that the Doom Slayer is being controlled by the makers, as he abides and submits to their wishes like if he was a soulless killing machine. As you all know, I am a sucker for Doom lore, and because of that, I was just dumbfounded as to how the makers would be able to tame a beast of this caliber. Yet, after getting really deep into the campaign, the reason as to why they're able to submit the Doom Slayer is just depressing. So much, I just want to get this man some drinks, some snacks, and have a good time at the arcade, because Doom Guy definitely deserves a break from all of this shit, my friends. After a few levels, you can see id Software is focused on developing the story of Doom now more than ever, as we sometimes get cutscenes that last from 3 to 5 minutes, something that was unheard of on past Doom games, and something that will have a lot of fans of Doom very disappointed. Yet, if that's not your cup of tea and you just want to rip and tear, holding spacebar will do the trick. For me, I just love Doom lore. I find it so interesting. Even if most of the story will be told through cutscenes, you can still find secret codex pages that expand the lore even more. And aside from those, you can also find life sigils, which are basically extra lives, and toys from the demon roster.
Oh, it's the dragon!
Not only that, but there's a ton of environmental storytelling. They are really trying their best to develop the Night Sentinels. And is it just me, or is this a reference to the God Emperor of Mankind? I don't know, it just looks so similar. Now, even if I'm having an absolute blast playing through the Dark Ages, there are some things that do slow my demonic cleansing momentum, and those are the Dragon and Atlan sections. Do not get me wrong, piloting the Atlan mech just makes me wish I had my very own Gundam. And flying through the sky with the dragon made me remember the only good mechanic Anthem had. These are fun, casual, take a breath and do something ridiculous moments that I can appreciate. Yet, I can already see myself despising these two sections when I'm on my 9th Ultra Nightmare attempt, which is something that will inevitably happen. Speaking about over-the-top ridiculous moments, I just find it hilarious how whenever Doom Guy touches the ground after a jump, an atom bomb just fucking explodes.
I absolutely adore this game.
Doom Guy is so heavy that he just casually takes out Father Demon just by jumping.
I gotta do it, man.
All the power of hell cowering against one man. And I cannot wait for every single one of you, my friends, to find out why next week. But well, thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day and stay safe, my friends. Adios, bye.